mentioned a lot of awesome notes around how you allocate each paycheck and your mental mindset around how one paycheck, was to help pay down loans and was the, sustenance, and then the other paycheck was your like to live and have your own fun with and other stuff. Um,
Mhm.
you also, I forgot what the name of it is, but you basically were like there's a certain name for the kind of accounting that or kind of spending that you have when it comes into your account, but it's already all allocated everywhere else.
Oh yeah, so I forgot the name that I gave it to you. It's something like the anti-budget
Yeah,
methodology is what I think it's called. The
yeah.
anti-budget.
Yeah, and so with that, a lot of that theory, right, is just making sure that the minute it hits your account, it's almost like it never even was there, right? That's where the high savings rate and the investment rate, how you broke it down into retirement, HSA, and other accounts, right? That's where all
Uh-huh.
that kind of stems from. Um, what is the with the savings percentage, right? Like being such a large percent of your account here. Um, what do you think is like that biggest motivator to make sure that you're saving that in cash and making sure like that is what it is versus one of the other expenditures that could again go towards that nice studio in Las Olas or some potential other more maybe even riskier investments.
Um, so the cash stack started first to get an emergency fund, right? Like that was my priority. They tell you you should have 3 to 6 months of expenses and cash on you on hand at any times. I wanted a year. I wanted a full year of living expenses on me at any time. So that's when the emergency fund hit like 15,000. And then I was like, oh man, I have a lot of money here. I can probably buy a house soon. So I was, gonna start maxing out the 401k, but I was like, nah, I can probably buy a house soon, even in South Florida, even by myself. So I kept it. And then, luck is where opportunity meets preparedness. This past December, I love this story because it's kind of how I bought my car too. I was swiping on Zillow and I saw a house in the community I live in now that was up, lowest priced unit in the past like 6 to 8 months. And it just happened that it was in between Christmas and New Year's. So no one was looking at Zillow. So my roommate's a realtor. I was like, no, we need to put an offer on this now. This is the right price, the right space, the right location. This community is great. Like, let's do it. Offer gets accepted on the 31st and get into the home buying process. But um, on top of the house, I also needed a car. I think that I forgot to mention you don't. So that car number there
Yeah, the
isn't.
262.
Yeah, that isn't a car payment. That
Okay.
is insurance. That's gas. That is oil changes. That is not a car payment.
So you own your car
So
outright?
yeah.
Nice.
So part of the savings thing was to buy a car cash because that's what good common sense says. And I did that. So that's another reason why I had a high cash stack at all times is because first I needed a car because I was driving a 2004 Nissan Sentra with 204,000 miles, two working door handles, and only three working windows. And when I drove down I-95, the steering wheel used to shake. And I would
Nice.
show up to client sites in this car and not be able to, go out to lunch with them. I was like, all right, who's driving to lunch? Because it ain't me.
Yeah.
um, Her nickname was 𝗿𝗲𝗀𝗀. That was
Beats
that was the
walking. That's so funny. Nice.
that was
Beats
the
walking.
Center's nickname.
Yeah.
Uh,
A distant relative of Christopher Walken. And
No. Yeah,
but
it's just so that's why I always have high cash. I mean, you asked me why I have high cash stock. That's why I always need to buy something expensive. First it was the car, then it was the house, and now the cash stack is pretty low because the house. So I need to rebuild it again so I can have 12 months of these new higher expenses that I don't even know what they actually are with
mm,
this house because I haven't even lived
yeah.
in the house yet.